How did Jesus become white? The portrayal of Jesus Christ is a powerful example of cultural representation that shapes our understanding of identity and narratives. Today, we explore a question relevant to contemporary discussions about race and representation. How did Jesus become white? The common image of Jesus was not just artistic expression. It was a deliberate reshaping by institutions aligning him with European cultural values. This transformation was gradual, influenced by various factors over time. This video will examine the historical context of Jesus' appearance, the evolution of his image in art, and the political and religious motivations behind this transformation. To understand how Jesus became white, we must examine his ethnic background and the context of his life. Analyzing the geographical, cultural, and historical factors that shaped his identity is essential for grasping the shift in his representation. Jesus was a Jewish man born in Bethlehem, a town of significant historical and religious importance, and raised in Nazareth, known for its diverse population and cultural interactions. His origins suggest he likely had olive skin, dark hair, and distinct Middle Eastern features typical of the region at that time. First-century Judea was characterized by a complex cultural diversity with various ethnicities. This included Jews, the predominant group, along with Romans, Greeks, and others contributing to the region's social fabric. This diversity suggests Jesus' appearance reflected his contemporaries, contrasting with the Eurocentric images prevalent today. Early Christian art depicted Jesus with darker features, aligning with the region's demographics. These interpretations were intentional, resonating with the local population. Frescoes and mosaics from this period illustrate a Jesus resembling those around him, fostering a connection between him and the communities embracing his teachings. However, as the centuries passed and artistic styles evolved, there was a notable transformation in the portrayal of Jesus, a change that was significantly influenced by the shifting cultural contexts and the rise of the Roman Empire. This evolution in representation did not occur in isolation. Rather, it reflected the aesthetics and artistic sensibilities of the artists' own societies. Artists, influenced by their surroundings, began to depict Jesus in ways that resonated with the cultural norms and values of their time. This artistic transformation was not merely a matter of style. It was deeply intertwined with the broader cultural and political dynamics that were at play during those historical periods. The expansion of the Roman Empire was particularly instrumental in this transformation of Jesus' image. As Christianity began to spread throughout Europe, the image of Jesus started to take on a more Eurocentric appearance. This shift meant that the representation of Jesus increasingly began to reflect the physical features and cultural ideals of European populations. The early Christian church, in its efforts to establish its authority and legitimacy within a diverse and often tumultuous landscape, sought to align itself with the dominant culture of the time. By adopting and adapting the visual characteristics that were familiar to the people of Europe, the church aimed to create a sense of connection and relatability between the divine figure of Jesus and the everyday lives of the believers. This process of adaptation was not simply a superficial change. It involved a complex interplay of theology, identity, and cultural representation. The church's desire to resonate with the local populace led to a reimagining of Jesus that would ultimately serve to reinforce the church's influence and reach across various regions. As a result, the image of Jesus became a powerful symbol that was not only religious, but also cultural. embodying the values and ideals of the societies that embraced Christianity. This transformation highlights the intricate relationship between art, culture, and religion, illustrating how the portrayal of a central figure like Jesus can evolve in response to the changing tides of history and society. This alignment was a deliberate effort to adopt a new image of Jesus that resonated with European audiences, solidifying the Church's influence in a changing world with shifting cultural identities and emerging power dynamics. Examining these representations reveals their significant impact on modern perceptions of race and spirituality. The portrayal of Jesus has implications beyond artistic expression, affecting identity, representation, and the construction of cultural narratives. The image of a white Jesus profoundly influences religious beliefs and shapes societal views on race, identity, and power dynamics within communities. This portrayal contributes to a narrative that marginalizes the diverse ethnic backgrounds within Christianity. Contemporary movements advocating for a more accurate representation of Jesus are challenging long-standing Eurocentric depictions in religious art. They seek recognition of Jesus' true ethnic background, essential for a more inclusive understanding of his identity. Understanding how Jesus became white requires exploring historical, cultural, and artistic developments. By examining his ethnic background, we uncover early artistic representations and the political motivations behind his likeness. This examination provides insights into the complexities of race and representation in religion today, encouraging a more inclusive understanding of Jesus' identity in the modern world. The portrayal of Jesus shifted from an artistic endeavor to a strategic move to solidify the Church's power in a predominantly white European society. This representation reinforced social hierarchies, equating a white Jesus with divine authority. By perpetuating this image, the Church maintained its influence over faith narratives, shaping beliefs and identities across generations. This transformation was rooted in complex political and religious agendas, particularly during colonialism, when European powers used the white image of Jesus to justify their conquests. This appropriation of a white savior figure asserted cultural dominance and reinforced European supremacy. Portraying Jesus as a white savior legitimized colonial actions for both colonizers and the colonized, creating a narrative that positioned European culture as superior and justified imperialism. Theologians and church leaders supported this whitewashing by crafting theological justifications that aligned with their interests and prevailing ideologies, further marginalizing non-European identities. This framework shaped the religious landscape and had lasting implications for the perception and treatment of different cultures. The impact of this transformation extended far beyond mere imagery. It significantly influenced societal attitudes and interactions between different groups within society. This transformation was not just a superficial change, it represented a deeper shift in how people perceived and understood the figure of Jesus. Key figures in the transformation of Jesus' image include influential artists such as Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci. These renowned artists, through their exceptional talents and creative visions, contributed immensely to the establishment and perpetuation of this reimagined figure of Jesus. Their artistic representations played a crucial role in embedding this white image of Jesus into the cultural consciousness of society, further entrenching the narratives that supported colonial ideologies and perspectives. The masterpieces created by these artists, which depicted Jesus with distinctly European features, became iconic representations that shaped public perception for generations. These works of art were not merely decorative. They served as powerful tools that influenced how people viewed Jesus and, by extension, how they viewed themselves and others in relation to him. The interpretations of Jesus' identity presented by these artists contributed to a dominant narrative surrounding who Jesus was, overshadowing other aspects of his identity and historical context. Theologians like Augustine played a significant role in reinforcing this image of Jesus, while simultaneously sidelining his historical context as a Middle Eastern Jewish man. This selective emphasis on certain characteristics over others helped to solidify a particular understanding of Jesus that aligned with the prevailing cultural and societal norms of the time. The impact of this white image of Jesus on modern perceptions of race and identity is profound and far-reaching. It influences how individuals and communities view themselves and others, often perpetuating feelings of alienation among those who feel disconnected from the dominant portrayal of their savior. This disconnection can lead to a sense of exclusion and misunderstanding, highlighting the importance of recognizing and addressing the complexities surrounding the representation of religious figures in art and culture. This disconnection can lead to spiritual consequences as individuals reconcile their faith with an image that does not reflect their heritage. Society increasingly demands a more authentic representation of Jesus that honors his origins. Movements advocating for accurate depictions of Jesus are gaining momentum, urging a closer examination of historical records and artistic representations to uncover his true image. This re-examination fosters a more inclusive understanding of faith and identity, allowing for diverse interpretations that resonate with various cultural backgrounds. Globally, cultures are depicting Jesus in ways that reflect their unique ethnic backgrounds and experiences. From African to Asian representations, these movements challenge the traditional Eurocentric portrayal that has dominated Western art for centuries. This shift in representation offers a nuanced understanding of Jesus across communities, emphasizing the role of context in shaping religious figures. This transformation enriches the narrative around Jesus and fosters belonging among those historically marginalized by dominant portrayals. It enables individuals from diverse backgrounds to see themselves in Jesus, deepening their faith connection. We have examined the evolution of Jesus' image from a Middle Eastern Jewish man to the white figure prevalent in Western art. This journey illustrates the complex interplay of culture, power, and representation that has influenced religious and social dynamics. As we reflect on these implications, let us engage in discussions about race, representation, and spirituality. It is essential to seek diverse perspectives on Jesus' identity and embrace our shared humanity. The story of Jesus is not a singular image, but a tapestry woven from diverse human experiences, reflecting various ways people connect with the divine.